Hello, you're watching Data Analytics Professionals, and I'm Shahnaz Malik. Let's go and jump into today's lecture. This is a lecture series about SQL for data analysts and data scientists, and current topic for this lecture is SQL CRUD operation delete statement, and this is lecture number 35 given by myself, Shahnaz Malik. And let's quickly jump into the core of this lecture. Now, the last letter of the CRUD operation is D, and it refers to removing a record from a table. SQL uses the SQL delete command to delete the record or records from the table. For example, to delete related data from the specified table, please refer to the below syntax. Okay, this is given, which is given here, and it's simply delete, and then you give the name of the table, so from table name, and you can add the expression, and that's you don't add an expression, let me tell you what's going to happen. Now, a point to remember is when we write a delete statement, we will define the target table and also which rows we need to delete from the table. The syntax in the previous slide is in its simplest form and simply uses a delete keyword followed by the table name, and this is what I have said, delete followed by the table name. Okay, remember this. In some case, without a where clause in the query, deletes all existing rows from the table, which could be devastating if not intended. This is prevented by applying a condition clause to the select delete statement where the and use the where clause followed by the expression or expressions and delete only those records that are intended. Okay, if that's what I was making a point that if you don't add this where clause, okay, then you will be deleting entire records with the table. Now, we always have been a habit of going into opening our Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio and do a task there and see how it all works. Now, let me quickly jump on to that stuff and show you. Okay, here it is. And before I do, now, there's a little bit warning. Please do not try to execute delete statement on any live database unless you are authorized and instructed by your management to do so. And remember, you are accountable for your actions if you take any. Now, for this exercise, for this topic to understand, I am going to use my data analytics professional DB, which I created in one of my previous lectures. Okay, that is here. And if you see, I have a couple of tables here, which is client dbo.client. DBO is a schema, okay, and it's within the client, and customers and person. Okay, and just remember, I've not, I think, discussed yet about the schema. I think this will come in the future lectures, but let's just consider at this point of time that schema is just a container where these tables reside. Okay, so, and I'm going to talk more about schema, but don't worry about at this moment of time, just understand that I have these three tables created. So before we start, before we jump into the delete, for example, this is what we need to learn, right? This is where actually our lecture is pointed to, but I think I have made a couple of tables before just to show you how to create tables, but I'm going to drop all my tables. Whatever tables I have created these three tables. Okay, I'm going to drop them. Drop means deleting them, removing them. Okay, but you don't delete tables by delete, you delete tables by drop statement. Let me drop them one by one. So if you see, I'm going to drop this client's table here first. So if I execute this command, highlight only this code. Okay, anyway, rest is all I have commented. It's not going to do anything, but I'm just showing you if you have to use a particular you have to execute a particular section of a code, so you highlight it and then right click and then execute. Okay, and this is command completed successfully. So if you see that, that is good, although you don't see it here unless and until you right click on the tables and refresh. Once you refresh, you'll see that the table client is gone. It's not here anymore. I'm going to quickly do for both tables. I'm going to now highlight both of them, and right, I'm highlighting these, so both the tables will be gone. These two tables will be gone as soon as I execute. So this is executed, and if I go back and refresh now my tables, and I have nothing. Now basically what we are at a situation where we have just created our data analytics professionals DB. DB stands for database. Now, and rest, it has a structure now. Okay, a default structure created for us by SQL server. Okay, and so let's quickly, now what I'm going to do, I am going to comment I think I need to now, let me quickly comment them back. Okay, now what I'm going to do here, if you see this if you see now this query. Okay, so what I'm doing here, basically I'm selecting business entity ID, first name, middle name, and last name. I'm selecting these these four columns, and I'm selecting them from adventurous work person. Okay, I'm selecting these three from here, and this is actually, let me show you, adventurous 2017. If I go here, if I open tables, and then I have to go into person here, and then if I open columns, I'm picking this, first name, middle name, and last name, right? These four, see, from here. But I'm saying once you select, I want them inside data analytics professional, DBO stands for schema, and clients table. Okay, so what this query basically will do for us, it will take these four columns from here, create a table this which suits all that. Okay, and let me show you how it is going to do this. I'm doing it all so that you guys have a table with some data which we will just copy from here, and then we can work on our delete. So we will work then on our delete statement, and we are not going to touch any of our database which we will be using, or altering or changing or damaging anything in our adventure works 2017. And we will be doing all kind of our delete statement from this table which we will create here. Okay, and I will show you. So let's first execute, and so that it makes more sense to you guys. So highlighting this, so only this part will now be executed. I execute, so it says 19,972 rows were affected. So let me show you what happened. Now nothing is shown here, but if you right click here and refresh tables, here is your DBO clients already created, right? Let us see how it was created. So columns, so it should have these four columns. Here it is. Now it has not just created the structure of this table, but if I am going to select all from oh sorry, I think I should have clients can, yeah, clients can have first name, last name. Yep, that's fine. So if I now select all from of persons, clients here, okay, now if I'm going to use this query, select all from clients, so I'm again taking this clients table, okay, and order by business entity ID, so I'm ordering it by this column. So you will see that we have data now inside. This query has not just created the structure, has not created a columns, but it has also given us data which we fetched from here and copied it into here. Let's see, here it is. You see, business entity ID, first name, last name, and middle name and last name. These are the 4 columns. And now let me take you one step further. Now if you see business entity ID 1 inside this table, in our table, okay, let's see, here it is, okay, business entity ID 1. So this is this record, and we will delete. Let us see what we are going to do into next. So delete from persons where business entity ID is 1. So we are going to delete this record, and let's do it. Okay, so delete from, and again I think I have person. Okay, person. That's it. We are now fine. So now what I'm doing, I am I want to delete business entity ID record number 1 from clients. Okay, delete from clients where business entity ID is equal to 1. Let's execute this query, and this will be our lecture that we are talking about. Okay, so we were actually, our goal was to use this syntax, okay, and just to execute this query, I just had to do a couple of these early queries and create a table, bring some data inside it, so that now we can exercise on it, we can execute our task on it. So let us now delete from clients, okay, where business entity ID is 1, and right clicking, and here's 1 row is affected. That's what we needed. We just wanted to delete this row. But now let's check, is our query working, just for you guys to make you guys understand how it all works. So now selecting everything from client, so I'm now again, I deleted this record, but now I'm saying, again, can you please show me all columns from clients and all everything, and order it by business entity ID. So business entity ID, of course, when I'm not showing descending, and it means by ascending, which means the number 1 should be at top. Now if our number 1 is deleted, it should start with number 2, and let's confirm that. You see, here is number 2, this entity ID 2. 1 is gone. You notice 1 is gone. Excellent. Now this is what I mentioned, that if I mentioned the where clause, so only 1 row was affected, which I actually requested. Now what if I don't what if I don't what if I don't specify where clause, which means delete from clients, and I don't specify where clause? What's going to happen if I execute this? And what I said in the lectures, let us first go back into lecture slide and just see what we are talking about here. Now if you see, in some case, without a where clause in the query, deletes all existing rows from the table, which could be devastating if not intended. Okay, now let's go back. So basically this should delete everything. Although I showed you in the previous query, but when I executed this query, I still have records there, right? I have records, and I have 19,971 records still there. But after I execute this command, delete from clients, it should basically, the table will be remain, the table structure will be there, but all records will be gone. And let's execute and see that. I execute, so it sees 19,971 rows got affected, and that's what I had in the previous query, right? Now if you see, if I refresh it, just to show you guys that they refresh it here, so the table is still there. Okay, I delete it, but I have deleted records, all rows. Okay, now how we can confirm that? First come first, first I confirm you by, if I refresh this, okay, and my table structure is still there. But let's check what's inside the table structure. If everything is gone, the query will execute, because we still have the structure of our table, but there is nothing inside it. So it should basically give us an empty query. It should execute, but nothing will come out. And let us see that. I right click, I highlight this code, right click and execute. You see, there's nothing here. You see 0 rows, because there's nothing inside the table. And that's what confirmed that's what confirms everything, whatever we studied in this lecture, right? Whatever I showed you in this lecture. Only 2 slides. I don't want to make things complicated. Simple, to the point, step by step. And once you understand all these basics and have a clear solid foundation, and then we can execute advanced level queries and move into the expert level slowly. Now if you understood this, and if you like the lecture, so then please subscribe and connect to my account if you haven't done so until now, and please hit the notification bell so that you get notified as soon as I upload new videos. And I hope to see all of you in next video. Until then, thank you all for watching Data Analytics Professionals, and remember, sharing is caring. And with that, say it's time to say that I hope that you like this lecture, and if you did, then please, I have once more requesting you to subscribe, to connect to my account, and spread this channel as far as possible, so that maximum students and learning individuals do get benefited. Until then, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you all.